DevOps with Atlassian. It starts with culture, a core ingredient for successful implementation of DevOps. Practices follow next. Once you've established a culture that is conducive to DevOps, it is essential to have methods in place that allow collaboration to thrive. And finally, having the right tools at your disposal helps speed up your releases by automating menial tasks and defining set processes. Let's now look closely at each of these steps. Culture is the foundation on which every successful team is built. Does your culture foster experimentation and encourage transparency? Do members of your team or organization feel comfortable approaching one another with problems? Do product incidents lead to finger-pointing instead of learning? Taking steps to build a culture suitable for DevOps is the first step. Build a sense of shared responsibility and empathy across teams. Be open and transparent, and provide means to effectively communicate. Of course, this will go hand in hand with other tactics, but without this, everything else will become much harder. So if you know you need to address some team dysfunction, where do you begin? One small but impactful way to initiate culture change is to run workshops that identify areas you can improve amongst your various Dev and Ops teams. We do this often at Atlassian, so much so that we decided to write the process down. Take a look at the Atlassian Team Playbook, a guide designed to help teams work better together. Download the free tool at atlassian.com/team-playbook. Now, if you take a look at what's inside the playbook, you will find health monitors that can be used to identify areas for improvement based on your team type. For example, are responsibilities evenly balanced across team members? Or do all team members have a shared understanding of current projects, etc.? Once you've identified areas for improvement, you can move on to recommend plays for each area. For example, if you've uncovered that your team is constantly running into the same problems during every incident or release, it's time to implement a retrospective or incident post-mortem. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you're doomed to repeat them. Running health monitors and plays can help your teams move toward a culture ready for DevOps. Just a quick note here, currently the team playbook is organized based on a team type: leaders, project, and service. For DevOps specifically, you'll want to run plays for both the project and service teams. Atlassian is currently working on building a DevOps-specific group of monitors and plays, so stay tuned for that. Now let's move on to the next essential step in DevOps: practices. Once you've started establishing a culture suitable for DevOps, it's time to look at some other important practices. It's important to note that these next recommendations will also help aid in your culture shift. These things won't happen one after another. It's definitely a concurrent effort. So you might start with distributed version control, and then agile, followed by continuous integration. Any of these changes will help in bringing a cultural shift to your Dev and Ops teams. Let's explore them in detail. Are you agile? You can't be agile without DevOps, and you can't do DevOps without agile. How are your agile processes working for you? DevOps processes can only be achieved once you've mastered working in an agile way. If you think there are areas to improve, the Team Playbook can help. We've also pulled together agile best practices and guides on our Agile microsite. Go check it out at atlassian.com/agile. Have you migrated or started using a distributed version control system, such as Git? If not, that's okay. Don't freak out. You can still move towards DevOps without this, but it'll be much harder. DVCS is all about quick iterations and lots of branching and merging, all things you're going to need in a lean DevOps environment. We can provide guidance here as well. Go check out our Git microsite at atlassian.com/Git. Our guide has helped over 1 million people thus far, so definitely check it out if you need some guidance. Lastly, but certainly not the least, is continuous integration. In DevOps, Automation and deploying is often the goal, the basis of which is a sound continuous integration pipeline. Is it common practice to write tests during new development? Are you living and breathing by a red-green build wallboard? Getting your build infrastructure and process nailed down is absolutely something to strive for. So how do you begin? Automation is critical to DevOps, and there are a bunch of tools out there that do automation. At some point, there are some tasks that need to be done by humans, and Jira tickets are that translation between machines and the people that do the work. Well, we have some help for you here too, at our continuous delivery microsite. Check out Atlassian.com/continuous-delivery. Atlassian.com/continuous-delivery. Okay, so that's a lot. But Agile, Git, CI/CD, and a team playbook is getting you only partly there. What are you supposed to do now, and how can you make the transition to all of these things easier? The answer is tooling. So let's now jump into doing DevOps with the Atlassian toolset.